Hari Om, my dear students. Myself, Acharya Yogeshwar, Saraswati Vidya Mandir, Parvat Sena Betia. I am present here with the classes of biology for class 9. And now, today, we shall study about a very interesting connective tissue well known as fluid connective tissue or vascular connective tissue. It is called fluid connective tissue because it flows. It is the only flowing connective tissue that connects almost all the parts of the body where organs, organ systems, tissues. As it flows in the vessels, it is vascular tissue. Before we learn more about it, I have a question. Have you fallen ill and went to a doctor? Had he suggested you, advised you for blood test, and you went to the pathologist and he did CBC? What is CBC? That is complete blood count. Complete blood count. It refers to the all different kinds of blood cells, their total number and the numbers of the different types of blood cells. It indicates this blood is made up of cells. No doubt it is a tissue, so it will be made up of cells. There are three types of blood cells: erythrocytes or red blood cells or red blood corpuscles, in short RBC. What is meant by corpuscles? Corpuscles, that is free floating cells, free floating particles. As these cells float in the blood in its matrix called blood plasma. You can differentiate plasma and blood cells very easily. If you have any opportunity to see a blood transfusion, that someone had donated blood in a packet and that is transferred to a person, that bag is hanged for a few hours and you see there are two layers, a lighter yellowish upper layer and dark lower level. The dark lower layer is the concentrated blood cells and the upper yellowish part is its matrix, its fluid part, the blood plasma. The blood plasma is the matrix of this connective tissue. In this matrix, there are some fibers, just like prothrombin and fibrinogen, which change in thrombin and fibrin when the blood is to clot. So there are three components of blood: blood cells, blood plasma, that is matrix, and fibers. Here, when we study CBC, at a complete blood count, it refers to all the total number of all types of blood cells in a definite blood volume. The first, erythrocytes or red blood cells or red blood corpuscles. These cells are red. Do you know why? It is so because there is a conjugated protein, a combination of iron and globin protein, that is called hemoglobin, is found. This hemoglobin is red and its presence makes the red blood cell red. And the presence of red blood cell makes the human blood red. The second type of blood cell is leukocyte, that is, leuco means white, so it is called white blood cells or white blood corpuscles, where these erythrocytes are the carrier of respiratory gases. These bind oxygen, carry to the cells, and carry carbon dioxide from cells to the lungs. On the other hand, these leukocytes or white blood cells are the warriors. These are the soldiers of the body which attack on the foreign bodies, just like different types of bacteria, other parasites, just like protozoans. These recognize them and engulf and swallow them, and they protect us from those pathogens. There are 5 types of white blood cells: neutrophils, basophils, eosinophils, and monocytes, and last, lymphocytes. Among these 5, the first 3, that is neutrophils, basophils, and eosinophils, are called granulocytes, and monocytes and lymphocytes are called agranulocytes. After these 2 types of blood cells, the third blood cell is thrombocytes or blood platelets. Much knowledge of this thrombocytes is lacking. We do know very little about the thrombocytes, but one thing that we know is these help in clotting of blood. When there is puncture of veins or any tissue, blood comes out. As soon as blood comes in contact of air, it clots. Why? Its clotting is controlled by these thrombocytes. These activate prothrombins, which make thrombins. These change fibrinogen into fibrins. These fibers make a network, a mesh, and in these mesh, in these nets, these blood cells block, and plasma and blood cells do not flow, and we say that is clot of blood. In this way, in very brief, erythrocytes carry respiratory gases. These make the oxygen available to all the cells. These remove out carbon dioxide. These leukocytes protect us from any infection, and thrombocytes protect us from free flow of blood. Besides, these have also major role when a person is in trauma, it is in a very sick position, because when platelet count falls down, we become in danger, our life is in danger. We shall study more about the structures, how are the cells of erythrocytes, leukocytes and thrombocytes, what is the ratio of normal ratio of these WBCs, and how much are found erythrocytes, leukocytes and platelets in a normal person. So you shall find out these facts, and then we shall study more about these in next class. Till that, keep yourself cheerful and do study with zeal and zest. Thanks. Have a nice day.